Sanibonani, sanibonani. Igama lami nguNomfundo wakazama umkabayi kaXoxo the Zulu Soldier. I wasn't gonna do a video today. I told myself, you know what? I just can't do it today. And the whole week I've been saying, I can do this, I can do this. And today I was like, you know what? I don't have to do it today. I don't want to do it today. I'll put the video up tomorrow and that should be fine. I tried choosing grace for myself at that moment because the whole week this week I have been being intentional about having grace, right? With that little rant that I've just said right now, thank you so much for watching last week's video and all the comments and everybody who's just been reaching out and asking questions. It's been such an amazing experience to share my story and have people telling me their story. And in the moments where I was just like, I'm done for the day and I'm not doing this, my father called. My father called today, and in that moment when him and I were talking, I remembered why I started. I remembered why I'm articulating my journey. I remembered why I started this YouTube channel. I remembered why I'm posting and I'm being so vulnerable and open about this journey of self-initiation and all my mental health issues and. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the call with my father. The call was someone on the phone. I'm like, "Hey, Daddy," and he's like, "Unjan, I'm fine." And 5 minutes later, we are laughing and we're giggling and we're talking about the fact that there's this thing that he needs to do at home on Saturday. It was just a beautiful conversation about cultural stuff and also just him checking on his girl. But more than anything, checking on his girl on a level of this is happening in my life spiritually, and this is what's happening in your life. So I just want to have a conversation. And that conversation reminded me to be a self initiate healer, your gobela is always on the other side of your panic and your pain and everything else involved. In that moment, my father was my gobela. A lot of the times I speak of my father as my greatest gobela because it is his father's gift that was bestowed on me, and that's how I found out it's a calling. But more than anything, my father has been that really beautiful I'll say pillar in this journey of self-initiation. And with that said, again, what I want to go into is how do you recognize your gobelas and the people who are here on this journey of self-initiation who are helping you through your journey? And the best way I can explain it is you'll only feel it when it happens. You'll be having a conversation with an old friend and something inside of you has been bothering you, or the past couple of days you've been dreaming of a school and you don't really know what it means, or you're dreaming of water and you don't know what that means, or you're hearing a voice in your head and it's telling you something and you don't know what it is. And your ancestors and uNkulunkulu will bring a beautiful human being where you'll have a conversation with them. And all those dreams and all those things that have been happening and all these premonitions that have been happening will be explained within a conversation you're having with somebody that you weren't even ready going to have a conversation with, somebody that you were not even thinking you're going to have a conversation with. Sometimes it's the most important people in our lives, like today it was my father. Other days it could be somebody on the side of the road. When it comes to self-initiation, learning to listen when everything feels chaotic and everything feels crazy, and finding covenant or finding comfort in the moments which are so unlikely, that's where our biggest lessons are. That is where we find the pieces of us, the pieces of who we need to be, the pieces that are so confusing, they become clearer for us. And today, as I said, I had no intention of doing the video. Yesterday I remember saying to myself and saying to Sue, who's also one of my greatest gobelas, we work together on a daily basis, we have a business together, but she is also a healer and a herbalist. So she has taught me so much about healing, energy healing. She's taught me so much about herbs. And ironically enough, my grandfather, who is the healer that whose gift I follow into, was a herbalist. So finding a person who's white, an old woman who lived through apartheid, but let's not talk about that today, helping you through the journey of your self-initiation is something I don't take for granted. So today I just want to literally remind, or even if it's not reminding you, or letting you know that those moments when you're feeling as if you're going crazy and the process is not being clear, these people come at the right time. Understand that when you're walking this journey of self-initiation, the right people will come at the right time. Your gift is not just something that no. Your gift is yours. It was not a conference call, but when the conversations happen, they are a conference call. You know that saying that your calling was not a conference call, but when the conversations happen, it's where we are able to learn more about ourselves. We're able to find pieces of ourselves. Many a time, I find myself in a moment because I live in a community, and Sue and I live on the same property also. So I'll find that I've had these dreams, and having somebody that I can just articulate and just have verbal diarrhea with becomes so cathartic, because I'm able to articulate what's happening inside of me, this ngulo that is just really troubling me, with somebody who I do call one of my gobelas. And they are able sometimes just to listen, and I'm able to hear what I'm saying with my mouth, and she just becomes a sounding board, and sometimes we exchange conversations. What I'm trying to say, though, in totality, is it is important to understand that self-initiation does not mean you're alone. Literally everything I've said is just going to say that self-initiation does not mean you're alone. You will find pieces and pockets of safety through your journey. It is very important, though, you learn to silence your mind and allow your mind to absorb the knowledge, to be able to listen when you need to listen, so you are able to process what has been delivered to you. And the journey of self-initiation is coupled with so much more. As I've said before, I struggle so much with mental health, so much with mental health. And the reason why I eventually didn't have the energy to do today's video is specifically that I just my brain was just like, you know what, not today. You know, there is so many other things that we are dealing with. My anxiety has been up because of social construct stuff that I still need to live in the social construct, even though as a healer, I don't really like being in the social construct, in this matrix that we're in. The reality is my mind has been doing its own thing, and I've had to let the universe deliver the messages as it needs to. So when my daddy picked up the phone today and is like, "How are you, baby girl?" I remembered why I started this channel. I remembered why I want to have conversations about self-initiation. I remembered why he is one of my greatest gobelas. I remembered why Sue, who's been pushing me to do the video today, is one of my greatest gobelas. But besides them, I remembered all my teachers, all the people who have come to me in different ways to help me in this journey. And I really hope, if you're struggling out there, because I know I struggle, you can just remember to silence yourself, close your eyes, and remember that you're not alone. And that's the most important thing. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the page, I would love for you to follow. This is a journey that I do not know where it's going, but the best thing that I do know is that whenever I can, I will articulate my feelings or my experiences as raw as they come. As vulnerable as I am today, because as I said, I had no intention. I remembered why I started, and I started because I had to help myself through a process of my own mental health and also be able to articulate my story so somebody else can find some meaning in it. Igama lami njengoba ngishilo uNomfundo wakazama, umkabayi kaCuco, the Zulu Soul Doula, and I hope to see you guys next week.